Okay, good evening everybody and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host JJ48 and tonight we are continuing Knights of the Old Republic 2, continuing our assault on the Ravager. Last time you might remember we adventured as HK47 for a while, took down the... well, we didn't really take down the facility that was producing the HK50 droids. We took over the facility that was producing HK50 droids and instead made HK51 droids, which are not only superior but are loyal to HK47, seemingly. Meanwhile, the rest of us made our way back to Citadel Station to start fighting the Sith there and get a shuttle up to the Ravager, which is the Sith flagship, where we should be facing the Sith. And come to think of it, I'm trying to remember, did we actually choose Mandalore and Visas, or did both of them just kind of invite themselves along? I'm curious if it's been a long time since I played the game, so I don't know if that's a set thing that you're guaranteed these two, or if it's maybe it has to do with which ones, we've hit certain story beats. Maybe it's, prioritizes certain ones, or maybe it's whichever ones we have most affiliation with. Although as well as we've done with Mandalore, I can't imagine he's one of the ones we've had the most affiliation with, so if anything, I would guess it would be something that he's automatically part of your party if you've hit certain beats. But let's start by leveling them up, so they'll be nice and prepared for what's coming up. Oh, we haven't given you any of the dual strike, so you can do better with comrades. Make sure to do that. Okay, and I guess it has been a while since we've traveled with Visas, so she needs a couple turns here. Also, I do apologize, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold or something, so if I sound a little bit congested, or if I am needing to mute myself to cough a little bit more than usual, then appreciate your patience. And I kind of have to wonder how this must feel for the characters in the game. Just level up a bunch at once. Apparently, you're traveling around, don't feel any different, then all of a sudden you're invited to go out with the main character, and boom, you're suddenly a lot stronger than you were. Maybe that's why everybody seems to automatically like the main character and want to hang out with them so much. And I guess it does kind of fit with the theme of us having an influence on people who travel with us. Goodness, how many levels do you need, Visas? Oh, we don't have any of your regeneration. Regenerate force points would be a good one. So okay, 3 or 4 more, depending on whether she's a level at our level or a level ahead. Can also regenerate vitality. Go for more defensive spells, or spells, force powers. Thinking spells because this is very similar interface to what the same company has done in, well, not this same company, but BioWare, the ones who did the original Knights of the Old Republic, made Neverwinter Nights, which was D&D, a Dungeons and Dragons based story, so very similar interface, but, you know, with magic spells instead of force powers. Finally caught up. Okay. Achievement for getting points in stealth. Mandalore doesn't look like he'll need too much. Okay. A couple skills, that's it. Yeah, Mandalore does look like he's much lighter than he used to be. Visas is maxed out light. We're maxed out light. Mandalore isn't maxed out light, but he's definitely, I'm pretty sure he started a bit closer to neutral, so. All right, let's go take on the Sith. Okay, what are these things? Unfortunately, I can't raise the camera up to see what's on top of it. This like whole thing is. It's like a battery or something. We have Visas on. We have her on Jedi support role, so she'll probably spend more time buffing than she will actually fighting, but that's okay. Ion grenade. Poison grenade. Lots of grenades that you guys, I guess we didn't really give you much of a chance to use. Life support pack. And Verpine prototype shield and Felinar armor. Since I don't usually use a lot of buffing skills myself, having a Jedi on the team who will buff us will be kind of useful. That will be a good reason not to give her force speed, though, because as useful as that is, I think we found that can be rather disorienting. So I'm not sure going this way or going this way. Which way seems a bit odd. I guess we'll keep on exploring this way. If it seems like we're getting close to, you know, the bridge or wherever we're going to be encountering the Sith Lords, we'll explore back the other way before, hopefully before we hit a point of no return. Oh, lots of Sith. What are we going to do here? Run into the middle of them and force explode, same as every other time. I tried to help out there, didn't you, Visas? Okay, shield and grenade. Life support pack. Chani shield. Mandalorian repeater. Superior basket hilt. Okay, it's an upgrade for a melee weapon. Plasma grenade and shield. Okay. I think just given the ship nature of this, I'm guessing the ship is kind of oriented sort of sideways. So, like, you know, this would be one side and this would be the other side, and then over here is either the very front or the very back. What makes me think that is because we have like our docking bay over here, and that's usually going to be more on the side of the ship. So I'm thinking if we continue this way, maybe we'll see kind of a mirror thing and come back around before we go that way. So... because, of course, before we defeat the Sith and save the galaxy from the destruction of all life, we have to see if they have any valuable loot to take first. Okay, life support pack. European prototype shield and cryoband grenade. Which actually does make me a little bit suspicious of good guys' motives in games when it's easy to deny a reward and get lots of light side points when you're getting much better stuff along the way than any reward you'd be granted. Oh.
You've reached one of the target sites. Place the proton core, prime it, then give the signal, Mandalore.
Was that to the Mandalore or to me? Because it sounded like, last time I seem to recall you guys discussing the proton core, it sounded like I wasn't meant to hear it, or maybe I was. I guess they don't seem to be too secretive about it, so we'll set one of the proton cores.
Arming signal received, Mandalore. The proton core is active. We still need to set 3 more charges. Mandalore, we're holding our position, but the Sith appear to be offering little resistance. It's like they don't even realize we're here.
Okay. Hold your position, and we'll set the rest of the charges. It may be an ambush. Remain on your guard. Or stay alert. Again, I wonder, is this supposed to be showing me, showing JJ49, or is this, like, should it be showing Mandalore? Because he's talking to Mandalore. You know, these seem to be giving commands, which, you know, it's possible that Mandalore said, you know, hey, do whatever the Jedi says, but you'd also think that, you know, Mandalore would be the one commanding them. So, either way, let's make sure that we, it may be an ambush, so let's remain on our guard. Meanwhile, I want to look around here, so I don't even see the proton charge we set. Now, I'm assuming the reason we're not just like getting sucked out into space is Star Wars ships are supposed to have like magnetic containment fields or something that help keep the atmosphere inside. That's why you can have docking bays that ships could just fly out through the field and they keep the air inside and while still letting ships through. But usually that's just like on a docking bay entrance or something. Something like this, I would expect it to be like, yeah, we had to seal the doors shut because, you know, the containment field can't really work on something this open and, you know, just irregularly shaped. But I guess it seems to be working fine. No ill effects. And so that is Citadel Station, I guess. I guess we've seen it before, but I'm not sure I really appreciated just how much of the planet it was covering. And I wonder if then eventually they intend to move it around the whole planet and do everything, or if it's something where they figure like, okay, once we get this much of the planet up and running, then, you know, nature will take its course and spread out for the rest of the planet. Is that explosion on the planet, or was that out in space? I'm assuming it was in space. If it was as large as it looked like, it would have been incredibly massive on the planet. Well, if we ever want to see the results of the terraforming project, we need to make sure the planet doesn't fall, so... Hey, we got some lockers here. Good. A Gand Shock Staff, Dueling Shield, Life Support Pack, another Life Support Pack, also have to kind of wonder if our companions are constantly telling us, hey, you don't even use the Achani dueling shields that we already have. You don't need to go picking up more of them. Durability implant. Concussion grenades. Life support pack. Physical boost package. Okay, so another implant. There must be a bit more to this ship than I anticipated if we've been all this way around and we've only found one of the sites for the mines or bombs or whatever they are. Okay, at least we're finding lots of life support packs. Those might be useful if we end up in another Zabrak field armor. If we end up in another Sith Lord Jedi Master fight like in the last game, having a lot of life support packs could be very useful. So those, at least I am happy to see a lot of. Well, I'm happy that we're getting a lot of them. Seeing them being quite so generous giving them out makes me a little worried that the game thinks we will need them. And may or may not be correct about that. Okay, before we go in there, let's... Okay, so that's a collapsed hallway. I was thinking maybe that would be another proton bomb spot. Yeah, see you guys in there. I'll be with you in a moment. Just want to explore around this way first. Is there... That's just a fake door. Missile bay. The proton core is locked into its bay and it cannot be removed. It could detonate if you tried. It could detonate if you tried. It would be best to leave it. Okay, we don't want to... We don't want to detonate it unintentionally, at least. Freyr's Warblade. Freyr, that sounds like a Wookiee-ish name. Okay, Reich Blade. Short blades are typically used in pairs by Wookiees who prefer seeing their victims up close before gutting them. Okay, that's not the one that caught my attention. thought it would be up here with these other ones, but... Okay, did I miss it? So why would it be way down here? Usually all the weapons are lumped together. Oh, nope, here it is. Okay. Carved upon this mighty warblade is a symbol of the Wookiee chieftain Freyr. How this weapon found its way off of the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk is unknown. Okay, yeah, I was right. So that, was Freyr... Was Freyr one of the Wookiees we encountered last one, or did we encounter that name in the last game? Either Zalbar's dad or ancestor or something? Let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, Freyr was Zalbar's dad. The one that Zalbar's brother kind of framed and usurped his spot, and then we helped him help clear his name, and then he was like, oh, hey, thank you. Because of that, I love my son again, and I'll make sure that my son Zalbar, and make sure that he's gonna take over after me or something. Finding that on a Sith warship does not exactly fill me with confidence as to the fate of the Wookiees. Okay, I guess we'll just come around and flank them. Sorry, Visas, it probably doesn't help matters that every time you do go in for a melee hit, I'm just throwing them further away. Okay, Xercium rifle, I'm not sure we've encountered that before. Okay, what's... This rifle is made in part of Xercium, a rare mineral that aids in energy dissipation. This characteristic allows the rifle to utilize more powerful energy bursts without risking the safety of its wielder. 3 to 25 damage with an attack modifier and fully upgradable, so that's even seems to be without even any upgrades. That is pretty good. Okay, so we'll go this way. I guess we still need to check the other way. Probably go around another section here. So it does seem like the Sith are pretty oblivious to us being here, other than just like kind of standing in place. And then when we show up, they attack us. But there's no, we're not seeing like waves of defenders coming after us, trying to find us and get us off the ship or anything. Which makes me wonder.
You've reached one of the target sites. Place the proton core, prime it, then give the signal, Mandalore.
Okay. Again, I'm not Mandalore, but I'll do that anyway.
Received, Mandalore. The proton core is active. 2 more sites are left. We've lost contact with 2 of our squads, and we've had to fall back to the docking area.
Oh. Okay. Understood. Try not to give any more ground. Or we'll see about placing the remaining 2 charges. Or keep guarding the entry port. It's our only way out of here. Yeah, I guess yeah, as much as it'd be nice not to give any more ground, I guess the important thing is to make sure they don't actually take the docking bay, because we can probably fight through some enemies to get to you if we have to. So, okay, I was going to say something about the Sith and their plans, but that actually seems to be somewhat negated by what just happened there. 'Cause apparently the Sith have been a little bit more active than we thought. They were just setting something up. I was wondering if the reason the Sith haven't been maybe doing too much, though, maybe it still applies, is recall in the cutscene that we've seen on board this ship when we saw Kratos' robe. I'll have to see what that is. When we saw the Sith Lord and some of his officers and stuff, the officers looked almost like zombie-like. You know, like the life had been sucked out of them somewhat. Improved automation gloves. Check those out in a moment. Which makes me wonder if there's maybe the Sith on board here aren't fully in control of themselves, like they're, you know, and we know that this brand of Sith Lords like feeds on life force and, you know, drains, you know, life from others. Maybe they've sort of done that with the Sith here, and so these Sith are more, you know, have to be commanded by the Sith Lords rather than being a still coherent military unit that, you know, can act on their own. Okay, and upgrade for Visas. Who told you to go in there? Guess we'll take out these guys before we loot the rest of that room. Though, interestingly enough, like, the Sith officers in the non-armor uniform, like, these ones don't look all sickly and decayed like or drained like the ones in the cutscene did, so maybe these aren't affected by, you know, like the others were. Okay, life support pack, shot, sonic dampener, Jalshay meditation gloves. I think we've seen those before. Okay, shield, life support, thermal detonator, Verpine shield. Okay. Now, if I'm allowed a moment without anybody opening any more doors on us, let's see. Kratos' robe. Defense bonus 2, restricted to dark side, but gives a massive strength increase. Kreia was a Jedi who fell to the power of the dark side through the mighty Exar Kun. Kreia betrayed his beloved Silvar and was ultimately obliterated when the Kron cluster was destroyed. Given how completely Kreia was killed, it is questionable whether this robe ever actually belonged to him. Regardless, this garment clearly emanates the power and corruption of the dark side. Okay, Kron cluster, so I'm assuming that's like an entire star cluster that he was in when it was... Yeah, that does seem like it would be rather unlikely to have anything escape, unless this was like his robe, like not the robe he was wearing at the time, but just another robe that belonged to him that was left back at the hotel on another planet when he went off to the Kron cluster or something. I imagine even like Jedi and Sith probably have more than just one outfit to wear. Okay, Jalshay meditation gloves. Dexterity +2, wisdom +2. The Jalshay use these gloves during meditation. How they function is unknown, but they seem effective in increasing one's awareness of their surroundings. Wearing gloves makes you more aware of your surroundings and gives you greater wisdom. Seems odd. I don't think I need those, because I'm using my electrical gloves. What gloves do you have? You're not wearing gloves. Okay, you can wear these. Oh no, okay, that's the Jalshay perception gloves. And we've got the That's why I thought we'd already gotten these, because we got the weaker version of them. Perception gloves have the same description, but just half the bonuses. Hey, you're not really well equipped at all. Just regular Jedi Knight robe. Okay, let's fix this real quick. Nope, okay, don't need that. Seems like it would be a little bit odd giving a blind woman a targeting visor. Or any kind of visor, really, but... okay, the Force Mask. We don't really want to block your Force abilities. Oh, okay, I don't think I saw the Force Shield because we had the Force Mask. I assumed the Force Shield was the same thing, but the Force Shield, this helmet shields the wearer's mind from the Force. It is so potent and successful at its goal that Force sensitives are severely disoriented when they wear it. Okay, definitely probably don't want to give that to the woman who can only see by using the Force, so... Charisma +3, Wisdom 5... Wisdom 2... Let's give you Wisdom 5. That's... good. Okay, Stealth and Dexterity +1... okay, let's keep that. Dexterity +1. Do we have anything better? Okay, Dexterity +2, so that's already a better option. Since you're using a lot of Force buffs, Charisma and Wisdom would also be good. Immunity, Stun, Fear, and Horror. We're not seeing enemies use that much. Let's go with Charisma and Wisdom, and then some protection from Force abilities. Okay, Defense bonus 2, regenerate Force points. So we can either go for a bigger defense bonus and then some bonus feats that I'm not sure she'll really use, or a lower defense bonus with bonus to Charisma, Intelligence, and Wisdom. Let's do that. I think you've got a decent enough defense that getting the bonus to Intelligence and Wisdom, Charisma would be helpful. Okay, I think you're already kitted out from last time, so... Although it's interesting how some of the characters, like, like the Handmaiden and Atten, when we change their outfits, like we can actually see the changes. And some characters, like these two, they just look the same regardless. I think if we change their weapons, they'll actually swap out what weapon they're using, but the outfits are always visually their default outfit. And for Mandalore, I guess it makes a certain amount of sense in that he's probably always in his Mandalorian armor. But for Visas, I don't know. Felinar armor. Okay, that's what I wanted to look up. For Visas, I don't know if it's because, like, they didn't want to have to deal with her headdress in, like, all the different outfits, and they don't want her appearing without it, or
Reach one of the target sites. Place the proton core.
Or if it's a matter of.
Give the signal, Mandalore.
Okay, thank you. Or if it's just a matter of, maybe they really wanted her in this outfit for like certain cutscenes or something. I don't know. Because
Signal received, Mandalore.
it might be that she has like certain cutscenes that, for plot reasons, that they're like, yeah, we want to keep her in the same outfit. Although the Handmaiden had some important plot cutscenes, and they still had her in whatever gear we'd already given her. Okay. Heavy resistance. I don't know how long we can hold out. Okay, hold on. We're almost done. Just one more charge and we should be alright. Shouldn't be much longer. Hold your position. Yep. Try to hold your position. We shouldn't be too much longer. Well?
What the hell was that? I told you to wait! Mandalore, we've made contact with the enemy, and one of the cores has detonated prematurely. Was it in the target zone? No, Mandalore. We have failed you. I offer you my... Do we have another core? No, Mandalore. Even with the other two cores set in the ship, it will not be sufficient to destroy the vessel. We need to find another proton core, or we need to make one. All right, wait for my signal. This isn't over. And don't kill yourself before I tell you.
Okay, that's kind of nice of Mandalore there. And it sounded like the other Mandalorian was going to be like, oh, I've failed you there. Whoa. Well, that's a, it's not how that's supposed to look. Part of the damage of this vessel. Although, I guess the fact that the vessel's been like this for a while, maybe the Sith Lords are doing something to, like, also use the Force to keep the atmosphere in here. But anyway, it sounded like the Mandalorian was saying something about, how he was going to do something, like maybe he was going to commit suicide or figuratively fall on his sword to atone for failing Mandalore. And Mandalore's like, yeah, don't do that unless I order you to, because I didn't, like, dude, we're Mandalorians, we're still fighting here. So, okay, so maybe now we can do something with this, since we need it. Now we need another proton core. Okay. Oh, this proton core is locked into its bay and it cannot be removed. You'll need to find an override console for the missile bay. Okay, so we need to find a console somewhere. Okay, but the text did change. It's no longer telling us that we can't do it simply because it would be dangerous to do so. Tech specialist belt. I don't know if I'm not sure how I would feel about having the like rather menacing red lights right at the head of my bed, like that. Also, it's you have the bed and then you have this. Oh, okay, I see. I was thinking, like, you know, usually have like a footlock or something at the foot of the bed, but okay, it's like this is the bed, and this is like a seat or like a bench, so you can like get out of bed, and then this is where you can sit down to put your boots on and stuff, I guess. And then if this were, I don't know why this needs to be a giant block like this, I guess just to hold up the bench, but if they were really trying to be efficient, they could have turned this into a footlocker as well. And you have a nice little self-contained unit for a soldier to, you know, keep his private area together. Okay, what's going on?
This door leads to my cell. I had forgotten.
Oh. Okay, that's right, because Visas used to be the servant of the Sith here before she immediately decided to join our side and you know, swear fealty to us. So okay, this was your cell. Visas, we don't have time for this. Is there anything you need from your cell? Any weapons in there? Or let it stay forgotten. We need to keep moving. I mean, on the one hand, if it's bad memories, then, you know, don't want to drag it up. On the other hand, you did join us rather abruptly. Was there anything that you left behind that maybe you'd want?
If there is time, I would like to center myself. There is a meditation chamber within my cell that I would visit one last time.
Okay. Do whatever you need to do. Visas, we don't have time for this. Let it stay forgotten. Yeah, no, I think we're doing that. I mean, it's hard for me to fault you for taking a little time to do that when I'm running around the ship looking for, you know, spare life support packs and stuff. So. Wait, this ship had this much room to devote to
surface, there is the Force.
One person's meditation chamber? Okay, past the surface there is the Force.
Where once there was a world that was strong in the Force, now there is a barren wasteland.
Okay.
It has taken time for me to return here. I lost my way, but I've been stronger for the journey. What happens now shall not be done out of hate or revenge, but for the sake of all life. And I ask you finally to forgive me. This body is a prison no longer.
Visas has come to terms with the death of her world and calmed the hatred within herself. This has given her a stronger connection to the Force and a bonus to her Force points. Okay. Well, that's good. I guess that would probably be... That would definitely help explain the hold the Sith had on her before, when she, like, didn't really seem like a dark side character, but also still seemed to be helping them. And I probably should have picked up on that before, but the fact that she has this, like, hatred and desire for revenge, even though she's serving the one that she has a desire for revenge against, it's still like that's a dark side thing that probably, you know, helped, you know, dark side, you know, the Sith Lords keep her contained somewhat. So. A lot fewer Sith here than I would have expected. Okay, we can go that way. That'll take us back to the middle part that we still have to explore. Nothing. Oh. Okay. Also, I guess when Visas says cell, I wonder in what sense she means that. Like, 'cause my immediate thought is like a prison cell or something, like she's, or like a slave pen or something. But of course, seeing like how large it is, it was rather sparse, but it was rather large. Seemed to have everything she needed, and having that large meditation chamber. I'm also thinking of like, am I misremembering, or like, do monks have cells or something in a monastery? Or is there something like that? Maybe they meant, maybe she also could have meant it in some sense like that it's not a place where she was put as like, to hold her or contain her, but as like this is her place or something. I don't know. Okay, this looks like this is I think this is Lieutenant what's his name from Onderon, or Colonel.
You come to kill me. The final insult. Stripping Onderon, my soldiers, my home from me, only to have me die here.
Tobin, what happened to you? You made your choice, Tobin. I'm here to kill your master. Either help me or stand aside. Letting you live on board this vessel seems punishment enough. I mean, especially since Mandalore and his buddies are planning to blow it up. Or if you wish to die, it shall be my pleasure. Tobin, yeah, what happened to you? You seem kinda, like, in despair.
He happened. The hunger that fills this vessel. It is power, but it consumes without end. It is that power we felt on Onderon, that Vaklu felt. It was an echo, too strong to
Yeah, you're
ignore.
not looking too good either, buddy. So you gave in to it. Or why did you ally yourself with the Sith? You made your choice. So, yeah, it was too strong to ignore, so you just gave in to it. I have to say, don't really approve, Tobin.
General Vaklu and I, when it seemed that we would need more to take Onderon, make it strong again, he came with his power, his soldiers. It seemed as if there was nothing we could not do. Nothing the Queen could do to stop us.
Okay, and nothing you could do to stop him. Okay, was that it? Was it all about just your own power, or was there some element of like, hey, we need to do this because otherwise he'll just destroy the world and there's nothing we can do to stop it?
I have served the wrong master. He cares nothing for Onderon, its soldiers, its people. Everything exists to feed his will. I came here, to this dead ship, and now he will not permit me to leave.
This ship seems familiar. I'm here to kill your master. Okay, letting you live. Yeah, does it seem familiar? Is this from our history somehow?
This ship, it is a graveyard of a terrible battle. Everything on it slowly dies, as long as he hungers.
It is the way of all life that serves him. In his presence, all life dies.
This ship is from Malachor. This Sith Lord of yours bolsters his fleet with ships from that world? He's nothing more than a scavenger.
I think he is of that place. If so, then his power may be great indeed. Greater than I had thought.
So you don't even know for sure where he's from, Visas? Tobin, why did your master come here?
The master suffers. If he cannot feed, then the hunger begins to consume him. The planet, Telos, he may feed on something upon its surface to sustain him a while longer.
But there's nothing here. Telos is a near-dead world.
You think to lie to me still? I will not be deceived again. I told him, you know, what the old woman told me. I told him of the academy here, of the Jedi here. I could not have kept it from him. even if I had wanted to.
Old woman?
He means that Jedi witch you travel with, Kreia.
Yes, thank you,
Yes,
Mandalore. I had figured
the
that
old
out.
woman on Onderon. She spoke of the Jedi Academy here on Telos, and my master was forced to come here.
But there are no Force users here except us. There's, Atris, but I guess depending on whether or not she decided to keep living or took her life in despair or something, but...
Then her lies will mean the planet's destruction. He will destroy all of Telos. He will turn it to fire again and crush the planet beneath him. He will devour them all, murder them all.
If there are no Jedi here, then my lord cannot feed his hunger. He will destroy the planet, the station. He will cleanse it of life. Even if the people below are not Force sensitive, the small amount he can feed on from the mass destruction of the station and the life on the planet will sustain him a while longer. And if there are no Jedi below, he will have no other choice.
And if we deny him Telos? And if we're Force sensitive, can he harm us? Or others, okay. Yeah, what if we deny him Telos?
Then he will suffer. Without something to sustain him, I do not know what will happen.
Okay. Wisdom. I think Kreia knows. She's been drawing him out. If she leaked Telos to your lord, maybe she wanted him to come here and find nothing. Or if it will weaken him, then he must not destroy Citadel Station. If he wants to devour Citadel Station and destroy Telos, I'm not going to stop him. So, what I'm getting is that we know that this guy can, like, drain the life of, entire worlds, feeding on the Force. Even, as we've said, the minimal Force of somebody who's not Force sensitive. Enjoying particularly like Jedi and other Force sensitive beings, but even just normal people and even normal like animal life sounds like he'll draw it out and eventually kill it by drawing it. But if he can't get that, then he hungers and seems to grow weaker or something. So it seems like this ability to be able to draw out the life of things and feed on it comes with the downside of, like, it's actually necessary for him to do that in order to stay alive. So if we can deny it to him, it might make him weaker and we might be able to destroy him. Is that what Kreia was thinking? Draw him out so he'll find nothing and then he might be in a more vulnerable state?
He will create nothing. He will end this place. Your old woman has killed this planet, and with it, countless other worlds that depend on its survival. You could not stop him even if you wanted to. And you cannot escape either. If the Force runs through you, he will feed on it when Citadel Station dies. Your time, your life, will end here.
Okay. Where can I find your master?
On the bridge. He waits on the bridge.
Okay. Is he waiting for us?
Waiting for you? No. He does not wait for you.
I do not believe he knows his ship has been boarded. And if he did, he would not care. The extent of his power cannot be put into words. And his perceptions have grown as well. To him,
You are dust motes in a storm, a grain upon the beach, and as insignificant as a body that orbits the graveyard of Malachor. Fight him if you will, but if he turns his power upon you, you will be destroyed.
What about his ship?
This ship, is it his weakness? It should not exist, yet it cruises the darkness between the stars. He tore it from the mass shadows of Malachor, along with his fleet. That is a measure of his power.
The ship is barely holding itself together. The structural damage should have destroyed it long ago.
He holds it together. And he keeps us all alive. Just enough. Like rotworms within a dying beast.
More Jedi tricks.
No. Not Jedi. Not Jedi at all.
If he's so powerful, why hasn't he stopped us then? We've attacked his ship, killed his soldiers, and he's done nothing.
Mandalore, pay attention.
Because he sees planets, stars, not people. To him, the planet below, the station with its teeming life, only that is massive enough to demand his attention.
Yeah, so Mandalore, he just explained that he's not even sure, was it him or Visas mentioned, like, probably not even aware that the ship has been boarded because it's kind of strange that his perception has grown, but rather than making it where like, oh, he sees everything, what they mean by that is he sees things in a different way, that like he's looking at entire planets and entire groups of people as like sources of food, and probably like, you know, looking at things, you know, entire star systems and things, sort of looking at getting a macro view of the galaxy, if you will, to the point where he can't even see you know, individual people running around anymore. It would probably be like if you're, you know, if you're in your kitchen and you see, you know, like a housefly's gotten in and flying around, you can notice that. If you were able to expand your view so that you're looking at your entire city block and seeing, you know, all the houses and all the rooms in the houses and everything, and we're kind of aware of everything going on in them, you might not notice the individual houseflies in any particular location at that point. You're able to see more, but at the same time, you're not noticing as much of the details. It's interesting. That might be something we can exploit somehow. If we're that insignificant to him, then let us be like the virus that's going to take him down or something, because he overlooked us. Because he didn't wash the hands of the ship's docking bay properly or something. It's kind of metaphors running away there, but okay. I'm here to kill your master. Either help me or stand aside. Sure, you're probably going to just laugh at that, but or maybe you'll attack me hoping for death because you don't seem very happy with the way things are now.
There is nothing to be done except wait. If you go to him, he will destroy you, and your last moments shall be of shadow and pain.
Okay. Tobin, we need your help. Or persuade. If you would save Onderon, traitor, then listen to me. Once he destroys Telos, then Onderon will be among those he will destroy next. You know, that is a good point. Tobin, I know you were kind of power hungry. Don't really appreciate what you did for, you know, to the Queen, but at the same time, like, you do seem like at some level you actually care about Onderon and its people. And, you know, you came here to, you know, apparently beg him to spare Onderon, if it sounded like, so maybe that'll help you see things our way.
Onderon, but there's no longer any need.
Okay. He has touched Onderon, and he will come back for it. If you are loyal to your homeworld, you will stop him here, now. I've heard enough. Prepare to die. No, Tobin, do you really think he's just going to leave Onderon alone now that, you know, like, now that he has what he wants from it, or else what he wants from it is beyond his grasp, or whatever he was trying to accomplish?
You are right. As long as he exists, Onderon is in danger. The galaxy is in danger. What would you have me do?
All right. I need someone to set off the proton cores on this vessel when we give the signal. Oh, is this... Are we going to basically be giving him a suicide mission? A way of, like, hey, you're gonna sacrifice your life to kind of redeem yourself and you know, atone for your actions? Well, I'm not extremely comfortable with that idea. At the same time, I guess the best we can do is we do need somebody to do it. I don't know if it was always meant to be a suicide mission or not, but it does need to be done, and you know, the best we can do is at least be open with him and see what he thinks of the idea.
Go report to the target site. Colonel, I'll let my men know you're coming. And if you try anything stupid, they'll shoot you dead.
I will do as you ask, for Onderon's sake.
Or is he just gonna... Do we just need him to go help out with
Waste
the...
our time with the weak.
Oh, he didn't like that we helped out Tobin. Okay, well... You know, Mandalore, it's not all about you, okay? Chemicals, target assessor, life support pack. So maybe we're not sending him on a suicide mission. Maybe it's just he's going to help out with the others, and it's kind of a, hey, this, maybe he'll be able to do something to help, and at the same time the other Mandalorians can keep an eye on him and make sure that he doesn't cause any mischief or try to double cross us or anything. Okay, at some point we should be able to find like a terminal or something that will let us unlock that proton core. Dude, Mandalore, what are you doing? You didn't need to run all the way in here to use a blaster. If that's the kind of tactics you guys employed, it's no wonder you lost the Mandalorian Wars. Okay, upgrades. Sonic grenades. We're also getting a lot of grenades, so I guess we'll have that to... those to use as well if we need them. Looks like we've explored pretty much everything. Okay, we found the fourth bomb site, but we didn't, I thought that looked like a bomb site when we went into that wrecked area. But we just didn't place a bomb there because didn't have the fourth one, I guess. But, okay, so we'll need to do something to get this, which is odd because I don't recall seeing a terminal anywhere. And maybe it'll be something as we go to the command deck, we'll be able to find it. Or do we have anything? You've set the third of the proton cores. Only one remains, but there's a problem. One of the proton cores detonated prematurely during a battle with the Sith troopers. You'll need to find or build another one if you hope to destroy the Ravager. Frag grenade and life support packs. I'm not sure how we're hearing ships flying around outside. Unless perhaps we're not directly hearing the ships fly around. We're just tuned into a radio frequency where the ships are broadcasting their engine noises just over a very short range, so that we can only hear it when they get close. It seems like it would be an incredibly pointless thing to have your ships do, especially warships in the middle of a firefight, or a dogfight. but it's not only the idea that I think is the closest to actually fitting what we see, it's also just so wonderfully absurd that I have to assume it's the truth. Lots of life support packs. It seems somewhat odd to be finding so many life support packs on a ship where, according to Tobin, the crew's like barely kept alive through the Master's connection to the Force. Oh, hey, you guys leveled up. Nice. Plasma grenade. You're not a console, are you? Well, you are a console, but you're not the type of console I'm looking for, one that I can actually interact with. Okay. Well, let's level you guys up. Okay, strength isn't going to matter much because he's using a blaster. Dexterity's not going to matter much because he's using heavy armor. Constitution, it is. Although, didn't we get some better heavy armor? Maybe we should check to see if he can use that. Okay. Okay, I guess we'll give you an improved rapid shot. Okay, nope, Mandalore cannot swap his armor out. That actually makes a bit of sense, so. Okay, I was having you use that, but that only affects you. That doesn't buff the whole team, whereas some of these, like this one, will help all party members. I should have been going for that instead. So. Oh, we're actually encountering some Dark Jedi now. Like, you guys don't have like the, well, I say you guys, she doesn't have the force draining like scars make her look half dead on her face. This guy can't tell because he's wearing a mask, but maybe his actual like Dark Jedi, maybe they're high enough in the ranks that they get to absorb some people's life rather than have their life absorbed. Or I guess given what we know of Sith and their propensity to turn on each other, maybe that's what they're being told, but it's actually more like they're just being fattened up to be devoured later. I doubt when we actually confront the Sith Lords that we're just going to be able to use our force explosion to just knock them around like that so easily. But it will be kind of funny if it turns out that that's exactly what we can do. I mean, I guess I think I did cheat our wisdom up quite a bit, so it's possible that that may be affecting things a little bit, although I'm not 100% certain that that's the case. Is there nothing in here? Okay, there are some locks. I was about to wonder what kind of craziness this was, if there was an entire room with nothing to loot in it. What would even be the point of having such a room on a ship? Okay, micro-pulse blaster. Okay, are we getting towards the front of the... I was actually, before we were going this way, and now we're going this way, so I'm guessing we were... Well, we were traveling along the ship, and then we took a turbo lift, and so it might be, okay, we got to the very back of the ship, and then we took a turbo lift, and now we're heading towards the front on a different level. It can't be the level above, though, because like, we had those rooms where we saw there was nothing above those rooms in the middle of the ship. So the bridge must be on the lower levels, I guess? Like, we went down the turbo lift, and now we're heading towards the bridge? This seems a unnecessarily complex route. What in the world is this? Is this the... Looks like this is baggage scan or something for people coming in through the... coming up to the bridge? I mean, it seems like it would be odd to have that here, but on the other hand, it kind of fits, I guess. Maybe if people are coming up to the bridge, you have this, which helps break line of sight, so if people are, invading or something, you're being boarded, they can't just, like, fire straight through to the bridge. They kind of have to break up, go around here, so it's a little bit of a defensible position. And then when people aren't boarding, if people are just coming up, you can... That would seem to suggest that you regularly have a lot of people on board your ship that aren't already vetted, that you would think you would be checking people before they even come on board the ship, but...
This door leads to the bridge and my former master. If you wish to gather your strength, this is the last time.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's end this. Or give me a moment to recover my strength, then. Or Visas, you don't need to come with me. This isn't your fight. Yeah, going against the guy who, killed your entire planet and, forced you to serve him and that you, seemed to hold a grudge against, or did hold a grudge against before you came to peace with it. Yeah, this totally isn't your fight. Or, enough talk, battle awaits. I will say you don't need to come with us if you don't want to.
It was never a question of need, and I would follow you wherever your path leads. This thing must be done. It must come to an end.
Okay, true enough. So, let's end this. I am going to... create a new save, though. And my reason is... I just want to make sure that we didn't miss something with the proton, with the warheads, the proton charges. I'm guessing maybe we'll find something in the bridge that we can do to activate and detonate or unlock that area so we can accomplish something. But just in case we can't, like if it's after this, we immediately go and oh, we didn't get a chance to do it. We'll be able to come back to this save and go take care of that before we deal with the bridge. there's those guys. Barely kept alive. Okay, so it's not that he's controlling them all, it's that he's like barely keeping them alive and allowing them to do their ability, which still might impair their ability to act too independently. So, it doesn't really seem like this is underneath the area as well. This does kind of seem like it's on top. So I'm kind of confused as to how these two layers fit on top of each other. Okay, Nihilist Slave, Nihilist Slave. Sorry, I know you're probably, well, I guess you really weren't expecting us at all, since you're probably not even, may still not even be aware that we're here until we actually confront you. But it probably would have looked more impressive for us to walk down the middle directly towards you, but I really wanted to kind of get a view of the, like, kind of how this ship is laid out a bit. I will say, though, you know, you may not be much of one for maintenance, but this is a lovely view from here. So, hello? We're not bothering you, are we? Okay. Release me or I'll blow your ship to hell. Don't actually have the capability to back up that threat, because we didn't fully place the charges. I have come of my own choice. Thesis is not part of this. Kind of noble, but not strictly true. Or we can truthfully say, I have come to be your apprentice. Or lie and say, I have come to be your apprentice. Or I will not let you destroy Telos. Or your path ends here, Sith Lord. Or I have come to stop you. All of these are pretty decent. Pretty decent lines. Yeah, we've been focusing a lot on Telos, so yeah, I will not let you destroy Telos. Sorry, could you speak up a little bit? Yeah. Kreia has lied to you. There are no Jedi here. You have sensed it. Okay. Or if you would feed on Jedi, then feed on me. Then let us in. See, normally I would say that, you know, like the heroic sacrifice thing would be a good plan to go with, like, hey, we'll be the noble ones sacrificing ourselves for everybody. But like, we already know that this guy, you know, is not, like, he doesn't really have any goal except to just feed. And if we feed him, that's just giving him the energy to keep feeding on others. Like, there is no like, yes, if I kill you, then I will be secure in my position and then I won't have to kill anyone else. It's just a, like, oh, if I kill you, then I have that's today's meal, and then I'll save everyone else for tomorrow or something. So yeah, Kreia's lied to you. There's no Jedi here, and you know it. Okay. If you use your power here, you will only exhaust yourself and become vulnerable. Or then she has won. Your victory against her has been for nothing. So what did he say to us? Oh, is he saying like, oh, if there's nothing here, then I may as well just destroy it anyway or something? And so we're saying like, yeah, if you do that, then you'll be vulnerable and weak because you'll exhaust yourself, use up a lot of your power to get back very little life or something. Enough to put off your hunger, but not enough to really make up for it, I guess. Or Yeah, or she, presumably Kreia, has won, and your victory against her has been for nothing. She tricked you, and like she's gonna end you if you waste your energy here. Yeah, if you destroy Telos, you'll be vulnerable. Let's go with that. Oh, thank you. Ow! Don't do that. Oh, okay. Did something to us. I guess tried to drain our force or do something. And ended up weakening himself. Even now, the hunger is consuming you, just as Kreia knew it would. Or she has betrayed you, and now I will finish you. And now you are weak enough to be defeated. Oh. I see. This was... I probably should have seen this earlier. But... okay, our being cut off from the Force and the fact that we are able to use the Force by, like, you know, drawing on our companions, it means that we seem to be like a fully functioning Jedi, but we still don't have a connection to the Force ourselves. So when he was trying to feed on our connection to the Force, he actually didn't have anything to draw on, I bet. That's why, like, he decided to target us and feels himself, like, weaker because, like, there's nothing for me to feed on. And we don't feel ourselves getting any weaker because he didn't actually take anything from us, because we had already lost our connection to the Force. So that, and if Kreia wanted to defeat him, that's also why she would have seen us as so valuable and wanted to protect us, even after she, pretty much betrayed us, because even then it wasn't just us. I think us bringing together the Jedi Masters and Kreia killing them off seems almost like it was an afterthought on her part. What was really important was Kreia wanting us to confront him, so then he would try to feed on us while he was still hungry. You know, so he would be desperate, like he needs to feed on something, and not able to get anything. Okay. Very clever, Kreia. Not sure I appreciate being used like that, and only just now figuring it out, but it was very clever. So even now, the hunger is consuming you, just as Kreia knew it would. Or she has betrayed you, and now I will finish you. And now you are weak enough to be defeated. Yeah, even now, the hunger is consuming you, just as Kreia knew it would. It seems like it's going to be kind of hard to offer this guy a redemption arc, but especially since we don't have any personal history with him or know anything about him, but I guess we'll kind of see where we're going with the not being overly destructive about it. Oh, okay, no, we're just... whatever we pick, it's just going to lead into the battle. Okay. Well, let's see if we can... okay, now he saved against that. Can we force breach? Okay, look, Visas. I don't know, maybe are you just doing buffs and stuff? Is that what you're doing? You can, okay, you are doing some buffs, okay. It looked like you were just standing there, so, sorry. Mandalore, are you, okay, you are attacking, good. Hey, Force Wave worked. There we go. Yeah, who's running around on the floor from whom this time? You're lucky that little half wall's there. We would have pushed you far enough out into space that we probably wouldn't be able to follow you and keep attacking you. So,
More where that came from.
Is too powerful.
okay. Thesis, please tell me you're not going to decide to fight him on your own and lock us out of the room when we were kind of on the verge of beating him, because believe me, that does not turn out well. Stay with me, Visas. We can stop him somehow. Only need to keep him occupied until Telos is secure. You're his link to this place. Can you disrupt that link somehow? Or force breach Visas? Or you are his weakness, and you must be sacrificed if I am to live. Want to die like the rest of your kind? Then get up and fight. If he has a force... If he has a link through Visas... I'm guessing... Wasn't that one of our conversations we discussed? Like, we have our link with Kreia, and wasn't that when discussing with Visas, didn't she say, like, oh yeah, I've totally got a link like that too. So maybe if we can disrupt him somehow... It sounds like a force breach might do it, but definitely wouldn't want to do that, you know, without Visas knowing about it. That seems like that'd be kind of cruel. But, or do we even need to do that? I mean, like, the link between us and Kreia would sound like it could be lethal if used incorrectly. We don't necessarily want to risk anybody, especially when, like, we were pounding him pretty well there, so... let's see if we can just keep on doing it this way. Stay with me, Visas. We can stop him somehow.
I will try.
I mean, look, he didn't heal at all. He's still down at half health. Yeah, see, I'm gonna keep knocking you down with Force Wave. You weren't expecting that, were you? You thought I was gonna do something different and clever, but I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing that's been working. That even when you save against it, it still does damage, so... And if it does happen to stun you, then, you know, that's a few seconds where you're not healing. Seems very interested in, like, facing against Mandalore, even though, like, Visas and I are doing at least as much damage to him.
What the hell are you doing up there? We need to get off this ship. Now!
Wait, but don't we need to loot the body first? Visas, what are you doing? Oh, okay, we're talking to Visas, I guess. Do what you need to do, Visas, then we need to leave. Or leave the body, it's nothing now. Or come on, we need to get out of here. Yeah, what are you doing, Visas?
I have to see with the Force and my eyes.
Okay. If it'll give you some peace, Visas, do it. Or look upon his face, then bring me the mask. Leave the body, it's nothing now. Visas, there's no time. Yeah, go ahead and do it, Visas. Like, we could have been done by now if you'd just done it, I guess, while we were talking instead of waiting for permission. Tell me what you saw. What did you see when you looked at him? Or did you see what you needed to see? Now can we leave? Let's get out of here. Yeah, what did you see?
A man. Nothing more. You are my master now, and I will follow wherever your path takes you. My path is at an end.
Okay. Little... I guess, yeah, that's a sudden shift in fealty thing, so... Well, she swore to protect us before. I guess she didn't really say... She still referred to him as her master. That's... I don't know, that seems a little, what's the word, codependent? But, then let this ship die, as it should have years ago. Or very well, follow me. Or let's get out of here. Yeah, we'll, probably sort this out later. Let's let this ship die. Maybe the charges won't even be necessary because we'll... Like, without him there, it'll... You know... The ship's gonna fall apart anyway. Oh, that seems...
Canderous, are you alright?
Get away from me. I don't need your help. Just leave me here.
Canderous, the Force lies in all living things. I have watched my people die. You will survive. You have no choice. You have been wounded before and lived, Mandalorian. Rise. Many battles do you still have left in you.
You sound like Revan at the end. Do you know what he told me in those last days on the Outer Rim? That the Mandalorian Wars were our doom, and that we had been deceived. That it had never been our decision to wage war on the Republic. Revan said the Mandalorians didn't invade the Republic space 10 years ago because it was our choice. We were tricked. Our entire people sacrificed as pawns, and never knew it. He said there was a war coming, and it was waiting out in the unknown regions, in the dark, waiting for us to destroy each other.
A war? This war?
No, not this one.
Hey,
Another
guys,
one.
I'm still here.
More terrible. Against an evil we couldn't begin to comprehend. A war of belief that had been fought for thousands of years. Revan went off to fight it.
And left you here.
Revan was one of the greatest military leaders in the galaxy. In history. He knew what he was doing. And I always follow orders.
Okay, cool. No, that's not what I want. We've defeated Darth Nihilus and saved Telos and ourselves from destruction. Good. So, oh, maybe are those terminals we can use? Is there any way we can get down there? No. Looks like we should be able to, like, jump down there or walk down there or something, but apparently not. Okay. I don't know if you guys, how in control of yourselves you are, but you guys might want to, well, yeah, I guess if you're operating computer terminals by waving swords at them, that maybe you're farther gone than I thought. But you guys might want to, you know, get to escape pods or something if you can. I guess you can't say we really tried, so. Let's see. We still have the quest to destroy the Ravager, so maybe we'll be able to find a computer terminal on our way back to the docking bay. And then we can tell Tobin that he was totally wrong about us being unable to destroy his master. And okay, Mandalorian Chamber Mark III. not sure why. I had a feeling there was something in here that we had missed, so. Awesome. Got another upgrade that we probably won't be using. I guess we did get that nice blaster rifle that we can always upgrade if we give to somebody with us. If we still have to confront Kreia, I believe. Okay, Lee says it wasn't like in your room that there was like a terminal for the weapons bay or something. You don't recall that? Okay, no. Yeah, like you had a. It's kind of like a canopy bed, but made out of steel or concrete or something. Whatever this is supposed to be. Okay, come on, let's go around. Then you had this huge, like, dining area, rec room. Could have set up all sorts of board games and stuff in there. Plenty of space. A large dance floor. I don't know. I'd say table, but there's no seating around it, and you can't really like sit under it or something. So it's just a block. And then you had your own personal meditation chamber. And oh, I know what I want to check in here. We had these banners. I'm not sure if we've seen that iconography before. It doesn't immediately recall anything, although at the same time it feels a little bit familiar. You know, I just realized something with the extra proton thing. There was a workbench in that room, and a workbench uses a terminal. I wonder if we were just supposed to interact with the workbench and it would have an additional option to operate stuff. Learn about using the workbench. Use it. Nope, that's not it. Breakdown items. We have like breakdown proton torpedo. No. Okay, well that was. Ah, here it is, right in the same room. You know, very obviously, you know, within sight of it. That makes a lot more sense than it being somewhere else in the spaceship. Okay, so we can seal the missile bay doors. That probably wouldn't be a good idea. Oh no, we do need to seal the missile bay doors in order to remove the warhead, because I think because it's like, oh, it'd be unsafe to do this with the doors open. It's a dangerous procedure, so we need the doors closed so that if something went wrong, it wouldn't escape the room. So let's seal the missile bay doors. Okay, that's. Do we need to? Need to find an override console for the missile bay. The proton core is locked into the bay. Okay, let's. If I'm going to activate a launch sequence, definitely want to save first. Okay, let's activate the launch sequence. Missile bay doors not responding. Torpedo emergency override enacted. Okay, override the emergency sequence. Safety protocols disengaged. Missile primed to launch. Okay. So by trying to get it to launch, and it's like, oh, this isn't working properly, we were able to override it. Okay. Well, it's an unsettling view. This proton core has been unlocked from its bay, and it can now be removed. Okay, let's remove the proton core. You've retrieved the proton core from the missile bay. Alright, so now, where was that fourth? Okay, it was up there. Okay. If we were carrying the cores, how did one of them get...
The proton core is active. That's the last of them, Mandalore. We can destroy the ship on your command.
Okay, we're out of here. Expect us soon. Wait until we're there, then we'll turn this ship into another sun. Then we're out of here. Yeah, please wait until we're there first. Don't destroy it while we're still on board, but yeah, we'll destroy it soon. It seems a little odd, though, that we placed 3 of the cores and found out, like, oh, one of the cores is damaged, and we can't, like, the Mandalorian told us that. And then we couldn't place a 4th core. So that would seem to imply that one of the cores we had been damaged. Which doesn't make a lot of sense. You would think that, like, maybe after we placed the 4th core, maybe he would have said, oh, the 1st core got destroyed in a firefight or something, and we'd have to go back and replace that. Or maybe, like, if we had a cutscene where something happened to us and the core got damaged. But I don't know, that seemed a little bit, wonky there. But okay. Sometimes I don't know if it's a loading thing or what, but the game doesn't like running right through the middle over these parts of the door that stick out of the floor. Oh, through here. This route leads back to the shuttle and Citadel station. Do you wish to leave? Yeah, let's leave the Ravager for good. Okay, maybe the bridge part, it was on top, but maybe it just didn't come far enough up to get over the part that was open. That's probably what it was. You're not going to arrest me again, are you?
Admiral Onasi wanted to speak with you, sir.
Is that a request or an order? Did he say what about? Or very well, lead on. Yeah, what's this about?
As I understand it, there was something private he wished to ask you. Concerning, mutual acquaintance, I believe is how he put it.
Okay, very well, lead on. I wonder which mutual acquaintance.
It's a little beat up, but it's still home. I wasn't able to be here to protect it when the Sith attacked the first time. This time you gave me a second chance. I owe you.
Wait a second, was Telos? Was Telos Karth's home planet? Do you remember in Knights of the Old Republic 1, you know, Karth Onasi was one of our companions, and his personal storyline involved he had troubles trusting people, said he'd been betrayed by people, just wanted to do his duty. But one of the things was he had left his family to go to war, and was hoping that by going to war he'd protect them, but then the Sith attacked his planet and I think killed his wife. Like the bombardment killed his wife, and he thought it had killed his son, but then he found out that his son wasn't dead, but that his son had joined the Sith, and we talked to his son at the Sith Academy, and his son was all like, "Oh, Dad, I love you again. I promise I won't become an evil Sith, I guess." And we're like, "Okay, good, happy ending." Um, so was that Telos that was his planet then? Let me look that up. Yeah, his homeworld was Telos, so okay. He probably mentioned that in Knights of the Old Republic, but since since we hadn't actually encountered Telos, then I guess it didn't really stick in my mind that that's the planet he was talking about. So, sorry, Karth, didn't mean to keep you waiting. Or Admiral, I guess I should say. We don't really know each other as well as you knew Revan. Um, Gren said you wanted to speak to me about a mutual acquaintance. Or, is that all you wanted, Admiral? Or maybe next time you'll get here faster. So, yeah, is that all you wanted, was to let me know that you'll got a second chance? I mean, that's great, but I assume there's more?
I've read your records, how the Jedi sentenced you for doing what you believed. You wandered past the Outer Rim during your exile. I ask you, did you find any trace of Revan?
No, I did not see him again. Now, again, because of course, even though we were exiled before the Jedi Civil War, we had served under Revan. That was kind of what caused us become an exile in the first place. So, yeah, no, didn't see him, I'm afraid. Or did you know him? Uh, I guess, yeah. Tell us your history with Revan.
I served with him like you did, and we had to part ways like you did.
Why? Or do you know where Revan went? I mean, we did see a little bit of a message in T3 where he. Wait, I guess I don't think the message was from Revan, was it? It was from Bastila. I think where she was saying she was going to go after Revan and telling T3 to go back or so. I don't know. Anyway, Karth, you don't care about all that. Do you know where Revan went?
He said that there were places where he had to walk where I could not go. Places where having allies, or anyone he cared about, would only place them in danger. It's been 4 years, and I still don't know what happened to him.
Oh, well, he might be dead. Or you cannot give up hope. Or then it looks like you'll wait a little longer, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess, until you hear some more or get some news on him, you just have to keep up hope.
He told me to stay here to try to keep the Republic strong, and that he would return. It was the hardest request I ever had to follow.
Okay. Yeah, I think he would probably get along pretty well with Goto, other than the fact that Goto can be kind of irritating to get along with. But why did he ask that? Or the Republic strong? Why? So, two ways to ask the same thing, I guess. So why did he ask that?
I don't know, but it was important to him. He said that he believed something had been behind the Mandalorian Wars, that it hadn't been the Mandalorians' choice to attack the Republic. Whatever it was, I think he went off to find it, to fight it.
Okay, so that was kind of the same thing Mandalore said, that Revan had told him, that there was something else, something else that had convinced the Mandalorians to attack. That it wasn't just the Mandalorians deciding to flex their muscles and be like, okay, yeah, we need a stronger enemy, let's take on this Republic. Somebody convinced them to do it. So how did you know Revan? Did you serve with Revan during the war? That's an interesting way of putting it. Let's ask that.
It was near the end of the Jedi Civil War, when it seemed like we were going to lose everything. We met on a Republic warship called the Endar Spire. It was being attacked over Terrace, and the Sith had stormed the ship. We saved the Republic. But it was like the war didn't end for him. He would keep remembering things that he'd done, and it kept driving him. And I think he finally remembered something terrible that he'd done during the Mandalorian Wars, and he went to put an end to it. He left a lot of people who cared about him behind. But I think he did it because he thought it was the right thing to do. But whatever he set out to do, I don't think he succeeded. And here you return, with his ship, without him.
Revan's ship?
Yes, wherever he went, your ship's been there. If you return to that place, if you find some trace of Revan...
Do you want me to tell you what I find? Like, do you really need to ask? I could just finish the sentence for him instead of questioning it.
No.
Oh.
Simply tell him that Admiral Onasi is following his orders.
Okay, did not see that coming. Fine, if you're going to be that way, I guess conversation's over.
Safe journey, exile.
Oh, hey, Bastila, where were you?
Did he know?
No, he didn't.
There are times I fear we shall never know where he left Karth, and I cannot live not knowing the answer. Why he sought to protect us.
He asked us to stay, to keep the Republic safe. It was important to him. And after meeting the exile, I'm convinced that there are worse things to lose in the galaxy.
Okay, it's kind of a little bit of a tie-in to the characters of the first game, besides the ones who've been part of our party. Okay, so where are we off to now?
Going to lose their lives, like I lost my family in Malachor V.
And Father left me, left us all when he lost all that he loved at Malachor V.
We go now, my master, to that dark place which made you. Where you gained your ship.
Not your master anymore, Visas.
Your ship, my prison, that you dragged from the gravity well at Malachor V.
Wish I'd never met him. Wish I'd died there. That the storms had dragged me down into Malachor V.
We will not surrender. We will not die, like we did on Malachor V.
Anyone else picking up a common thread here?
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor V. Now Malachor V comes to us, and I wish to face it this last time. You know where you must go. It calls to you still.
It is the heartbeat of the past.
And she must be stopped. There, now. Or she will bring the screams of Malachor V to the galaxy, just as we carry the echo all this way.
Okay, so I guess we are facing
She
Kreia
must be stopped.
at Malachor V. We haven't confronted the other Sith Lord, have we? This guy.
It has been some time.
You were a fool to return. I spared you once. I will not do so again.
Spare me? Ah, yes. No, you simply did not learn the lesson I sought to teach. That your strength is as meaningless as the strength of my hand.
Why have you returned?
Because now I understand why the exile did what he did. There is much to be done.
Okay, I am really looking forward to this conversation with Kreia. We are either going to learn a whole lot, or we're going to hear a whole lot and learn absolutely nothing be completely baffled. Great piloting, Atten.
Master, he is here.
I know.
What is thy bidding, my master?
You are to do nothing. When he arrives, bring him before me.
He will not survive Malachor.
What will you do with him, my master?
You know what I shall do. You who wear my teachings so well. I will break him. He is a blank slate upon which my teachings may be written, as I intended for you so long ago. Leave me. Await the arrival of the exile. When he comes, bring him before me.
Pretty confident of your control over him, it sounds like. Okay. Apparently, we managed to get out of the ship. Is our friends okay? Okay, we don't even get a journal entry or anything saying, like, what happened? Okay, guess we were just... We're on our own. Now, granted, that does seem to be setting up for a final battle, because of course the last game was also... We ended up going into the final battle alone, when we actually faced Malak. A storm beast. Okay, and a corpse. Have these corpses been here since the Mandalorian Wars, or are these more recent? Plasma grenades. Ow. No, don't poison me. I've got to heal myself. Okay, is this... Let's try to see where this leads. I'm guessing it's going to be, like, there's a few different ways through here, and then we'll maybe zigzag back, see if there's more corpses we can loot. The other routes. Okay, chemicals. Multiple storm beasts. What do you guys look like? Some kind of large lizardish creatures. Seem like there's much of anything I can loot from you guys. This looks like... Okay, Solari crystal. Dude, upgrades really matter anymore? Are we gonna get like a workbench before we have to sort things out with Kreia? Back to the ships. Let's go up this way. There we go. Life support pack, Dominator gauntlets. What are Dominator gauntlets? Oh, strength +5. working prototype of huge technological advancement in power gauntlets. The Dominators give the user unparalleled strength and power. I'll stick with my electrical gauntlets. So we have a little interior. Engine core damage, minimal power. Okay, so this is like part of a ship that crashed and it's kind of wedged itself in the rock here. Okay, well, I guess you don't need that anymore. At this point, I not only want to loot everything to be able to just find everything there is to find, but also because I bet it really annoys Kreia that she seems to have this whole thing all planned out, and we're just taking our sweet time exploring everywhere. Oh, hello. Hey, we get to level up. Nice. Okay, well, oh, no, actually our wisdom isn't. That's right, we cheated our strength up so that we could advance the handmaiden plot, but we didn't cheat our wisdom up. I think we just have been naturally doing that, and we just have enough bonuses that it's really high, so well, that makes me feel a little better about that we, I mean, our force powers and abilities are still kind of ridiculous, but at least they're ridiculous within reason. Well, okay. We also cheated some of those up, but that's also not helping our combat. Okay, what did we... I think force armor was one of the ones we wanted to increase. Force resistance? I need to check this. This one. Okay. Speed, armor, and valor. More wisdom. So we have speed, there's valor, and armor. Okay, let's max out force armor. Well, actually, Maybe better to do that so we'll be able to get both effects. So now if we do... which one is it? Yeah, Force Enlightenment. Like, all the effects. Okay, including the hazy speed one, okay. Guess it is nice we get to move a little faster. Really don't like what it does with our visuals, though. And almost makes us overlook corpses. Oh, there's our ship. Wow, the cutscene made it look like it had just like crashed into the bottom of a canyon. Here it looks like it's about to fall any second. Like it just kind of wedged itself between the walls and... Huh. Hope the rest of our friends are okay.
If the exile has come here, then he has not come alone.
Of course, apprentice. The huntress is with the exile. She has a special talent for finding that which should remain lost. It also makes her difficult for me to sense, but not to a creature bred for such things.
Shall I send the assassins for her?
No, I have brought a beast to Malachor to deal with that one. We shall see if prey can become a predator. Her breaking shall be flesh and bone, and shall be inside. If she survives, she will become stronger for it.
Are we seeing the payoff of Kreia
Well, here's
keeping
a
the
surprise.
Wookiee alive?
Yet another slice of galactic paradise. Why can't we ever go to Alderaan or Ithor or someplace without metal, jagged rocks, or packs of bloodthirsty beasts?
Oh yeah, this guy. Where? Okay, we came from back that way, so we're this way. So she wasn't lying like in any of the places we've already been. So was she like thrown clear and meet up with her further ahead or something? Or is she just off somewhere and she's gonna have her own adventure? Finding some more branching canyons here. These like giant eggshells near like a rock nest. Is that what the storm beasts hatch from? Malachor depths. Okay, so we're almost done with this area. Let's just see if we can explore. So is that a... Okay, that's the vent that comes out of. Life supporter components. Or maybe they had to model it to be like a mine or something. Engine core damage, minimal power. I feel like maybe the music shouldn't be quite so heavy until we get a little bit closer to Kreia and her apprentice. Like, right now it's just starting to be a little... Oh, are we right under the... Yeah, we're right under the Ebon Hawk. Okay. So maybe this is where... Maybe this is where Mira was. Detonator. Darth Malak's armor? Wait, we seriously got Darth Malak's armor? What is Darth Malak's armor doing here? It must have been like his armor that he wore during the Mandalorian Wars? Was maybe left on a ship here and crashed, you know, before he... So then it would be called Darth Malak's armor retroactively, I guess? Okay, restricted to light side. Defense bonus 7, max dexterity bonus 4, strength 1, regeneration 2, does not restrict force powers. It is believed that Darth Malak, the fallen former apprentice of Darth Revan, once possessed this garment. Malak and Revan are credited with starting Jedi Civil War, which led to the collapse of the Jedi Order. Okay, so this... If it's restricted to dark side, presumably he had already started falling to the dark side. But it does... It does seem like this was probably something he possessed during the Mandalorian Wars. Not like it's not supposed to be this is his armor, you know, at the end of Knights of the Old Republic when we were already to the Jedi Civil War. Okay. Still not sure what it's doing on some random corpse on Malachor V, but I just wanted to look. There was a piece of armor that we'd gotten a couple times. Felinar. Okay. Just big dex or defense bonus and dexterity bonus. Flexible armors made of a variety of exotic minerals. Marking suggests it was created by a species called the Felinar. Okay, grenade and chemicals. It's also possible that it's still giving us chemicals and components and things, not because we'll have a chance to use them, but just because some of the loot tables are completely random and it doesn't have anything to tell it to stop giving us certain armor. Okay, Matrix armor. Have we seen that before? Matrix armor is typically used for starship plating. Adapting its personal use is expensive and technologically difficult. The armor is particularly resistant to blaster fire. Okay, so big defense bonus and resists energy, like from blasters. Okay. Which I think most lightsabers are also, like their default damage is energy, so I can see why that might be useful if people were fighting against Jedi. So I'm wondering maybe that might have been a Mandalorian there. Give me a chance to heal myself. Look out behind you.
Hanhar.
Hanhar.
Kidding me.
The Grey-maned female says you've claimed the name Jedi. Her words dishonor you, for she does not believe it. I do not believe it. You have always been prey, Mira, weak, scared, always running, hesitant to kill. What Jedi means not? Here, on this graveyard planet, you have nowhere left to run. The eyes of Nar Shaddaa do not look on you. Run, pray, or fight me here. I can feel the rage of this planet pouring through me, yet it is nothing compared to the hate I have for you. Okay. Let me... Hold on, Hanhar. Be with you in a second. Just wanted to see what you said there. Here on this graveyard planet, you have nowhere left to run. The eyes of Nar Shaddaa do not look here, and what happens here shall only be between you and I. Okay. Alright, because he's like, oh yeah, the rules about bounty hunters not killing each other, it was totally a thing, and he, no longer effective. Okay, so with her, I don't think we've really given her many, force abilities. Yep, she just has the ability to throw her lightsaber and heal herself, because she doesn't have a lot of ranks in Jedi. So we'll just have to trust her ability to fight with a lightsaber, and hope that we've equipped her well enough. Do we have anything better than defense bonus 5? Okay. We have some, but I think it starts interfering with her dexterity bonus, so... yeah, that's still our best bet. Okay, automaton gloves, or automation gloves. We have improved automation gloves. We can give her a better dexterity bonus. So, yeah, that gives her an extra defense. Spacer's sensor. Do we have anything that gives more than... Okay, the target assessor will upgrade her from dexterity 1 and some blaster focuses that we are not using to dexterity 2 and some other feats we're not going to use. But it does give an attack modifier. Although perhaps not as potent as the multispectral version, this device requires no training to use. Because there's a multispectral thing that gives some better feats for blasters and a bigger attack modifier, but you need weapon specialization to use it. So, okay. We'll go with this, because it gives dexterity bonus. Okay, getting an extra constitution and strength might help a little bit. Oh, that's a very good dexterity bonus. The Echo Belt is a top-of-the-line stealth device used by the wealthiest and the deadliest. Opponents must make an awareness check. Okay, just tell us how stealth works. Okay, so 28, I think that's about as good as we can do. We'll use a melee shield. Ow! Hanhar, that was not nice. Okay, fine, see how you like it. Actually seem to be fairly well matched, I think. We're hitting him for damage. He's hitting us for damage, so it doesn't seem to be hitting a lot. Although we are losing a lot of... We're losing a lot of force points. We can no longer force heal. Yeah, let's use some adrenals. Like... probably the hyper battle stimulant. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and use our melee shield again. It's one of our dozens of life support packs. So, it is kind of... Kill me, end the life debt. Kill me, and the life debt shall be settled. I cannot be in your debt twice. It can only be a second death to me. Whether you spare me or kill me, it's death. It's a little bit interesting that the duel between the bounty hunter, who's also a rookie Jedi, and the Wookiee, who's, you know, been mostly off screen the entire game. It's probably one of the more impressive duels we've seen this game, and in as much as it didn't involve us either running around trying to avoid people and just letting our abilities recharge, or neither was it us just walking in and constantly spamming the force explode. I mean, we're still just swinging a lightsaber, but at least it like looked like there were parries and slashes and stabs and everything. So there's no need for this. You don't owe me a life debt. I release you. Or prepare to die then. If letting you live increases your suffering, then I condemn you to live. Mira seems like she's... I feel like she could have killed Hanhar before, and like she's probably had that opportunity. The fact that like she even saved his life once, and that's why he has a life debt to her in the first place, and hated her for it. You know, she probably could have taken him out before and didn't, and now she's been traveling with us and is probably even more light side, so I don't think she'd do anything. There's no need for this. You don't owe me a life debt. I release you. Is that even like possible in your culture? I don't know, but we'll try it. Words will not break the shackles on my wrists. Words will not end the hatred I have for you. My hatred for you would drown the raging storms of this planet. It burns hotter than the hatred in the heart of the gray-maned woman, and greater than her feelings for the exile. I won't kill you, Hanhar, no matter what you've done. Or so you serve Kreia now? Prepare to die, then. Okay. Yeah, so you're serving Kreia now? That seems a little odd. I mean, it also won't kill you, but let's see what you have to say about Kreia. She's chained me within a life debt. She honors me by showing me no mercy, only hatred. She understands the heart of a warrior. And the heart of a slave? Or lead me to Kreia, Hanhar. If she is as powerful as you claim, then she will destroy me, and you shall be free. You owe me twice, Hanhar, and you owe her once. I will not kill you in cold blood. Prepare to die, then. Yes, is your heart the heart of a warrior, or is it the heart of a slave? Or do we say, yeah, you can totally fulfill your life debt by, you know, taking me to her and letting her kill me? I don't know, I'm not sure it's really Mira's place to go confront Kreia. Let's see if we can work things out with Hanhar. The heart of a slave? I am no slave, I am Hanhar. Hanhar who is taken from Kashyyyk. Hanhar who put chains upon those who chained him. Who bartered human lives in the place of my kind. Okay. So, I will not kill you in cold blood. Or lead me to Kreia. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you, Hanhar. That's not like just execution style, at least. You are weak, a child of the Hutt's moon, frightened, forever fearing the dark. You shall always be prey, Mira. If you do not kill me now, I shall hunt you through the paths of your mind until you die. Then that is something I will face, Hanhar, but I won't waste any more time here. Or so you can go back to the Kreia thing. So on the one hand, I'm curious on... Would the option of telling him lead us to Kreia, would he see that as being released from a life debt? Maybe. But at the same time, I'm not sure Mira cares about that. She doesn't care tuppence about the life debt. She thinks it's all silly anyway. And yeah, Hanhar, you do what you need to do. I'll deal with my own issues. I wonder if anyone else will get a little resolution story while we're here. Meanwhile, everybody else gets like these fun dialogues and stuff. We're just here fighting all these storm beasts and using force wave on them repeatedly. Not even like anything particularly interesting to loot or look at or interact with. Okay, disruption gloves. Okay. Well, that must be the area where Mira and Hanhar were. Okay, and here I was worried we were going to come here, just confront Kreia, and it would all be over pretty quick. It's looking like we might not even get to Kreia this week. See, we'll keep going, and like I think if it gets towards quitting time, like if we get to Kreia, we'll make sure to finish it out. You know, at least until there's some kind of natural stopping point. You know, we'll go a little bit over if we need to, but if it gets to quitting time and we're still not to Kreia, we might end up finishing this up next week. Okay, engine core damage, minimal power. See, they keep taunting us with these consoles and keep on thinking like, ooh, we're gonna get like a little puzzle to get a minimal reward, or maybe there'll be like a entry on there that we can read and learn a little bit about the ship and its service at Malachor. Oh. Okay, life support pack. So, I'm wondering, because that's probably where Hanhar and Mira fought, and then Mira came this way. Yep, didn't really need Hanhar to lead her to Kreia, it looks like. I wonder, was this structure already here when we fought at Malachor V? Because if so, it was remarkably undamaged. Or is it possible that, like, because we know the Sith, like these new Sith, were here before and were here long enough to, like, you know, Nihilus was like pulling fleets, or you know, an entire fleet out of the ship's wreckages here, and so it's you know, maybe while they were here they built this up, but although it doesn't seem like the kind of place like I can't really imagine any of these new Sith taking the time to build this sort of structure. Like Nihilus, as he's developing his Force Hunger ability, doesn't seem like he's really all that interested in, you know, just building huge, imposing structures. Kreia doesn't seem like the type who would really go in for that. At least not for like ordering them built. Maybe seeking them out if it's an important place. Which makes me think maybe we'll find out more when we go inside, but it makes me think that these are buildings probably predate the Battle of Malachor V. But if it was... if they were built by some, like, ancient Jedi or Sith, or an ancient, like, Force-sensitive species or something, then it might be that... might help explain, like, how it survived the destruction of Malachor V, and might be, you know, why the Sith are hanging out here, if it has, like, some connection to the Force or something. It's the best I can make out at the moment. And these Force beasts are going to be, or Storm beasts are going to be pretty much extinct by the time we're through. Huh. Okay, components. Okay, so this is one gate. So I think this is... well, we confirmed it is a gate. Oh no, a storm beast. This is gonna be a real challenge. Does it get like a special name or title or something? The Greater Storm Beast, okay. Oh, it's immune to Force Push. But it still got stunned, okay. So I think it's immune to getting pushed back, but we can still stun it. That's... you know what? That's good enough. It also means I don't have to go chasing after you. It also makes you a lot less scary as a mini-boss. I will admit. I wonder if Kreia was watching that and was like, well, I'm not really sure what I expected, considering I know that's how he fights. Okay, so then over here, this would be where, like, we're fighting Hanhar. There's Mira. Don't tell me Mira's gonna, like, get turned to the dark side in the 2 minutes that she's with Kreia before us. Sith assassin. Judging from the number and depth of the blaster burns, these Sith appear to have been recently killed by fire from a heavy repeater rifle. Who would have a heavy repeater rifle? I think probably most likely Mandalore, or maybe no, it wouldn't be Bayodur. Like, where did HK47 go? I guess once he got his factory, maybe he just completely left us. We really haven't seen him since then. Okay. That does make me think that somebody else from our group is probably here. Because Mira, like, even if she weren't Jedi-fied, she wouldn't be having a heavy repeating rifle, so... Well, like we can see this design on the map here, the little scallop shapes. I'm not sure what these elongations are. Must just be something with the way the ground is contoured. So, okay. Let's see. Looks like it's quite deep. Don't know that it's. Oh yeah, we can. It's even like this is an actual bridge. It's not just a spar dividing two pits. So we can see underneath it. So okay. You guys couldn't do that a little further back? Give me some personal space. I was almost wondering if it was going to be a Willy Wonka thing and we walk up and the door's only a couple inches tall.
I say we fire a rocket at her right now and blow her screaming, burning body into the heart of this planet.
Good plan.
Wouldn't work. If there were other distractions, maybe. If she wasn't telepathic, maybe. If you want to kill her like that, you need something else to occupy her attention. Otherwise, you might just wound her, and then we'd all be in trouble.
This battle will not be decided by weapons.
You are wrong. Manipulation is Kreia's strength, not battle. Let us see what transpires, and plan our attack.
I feel like this is going to go well. Oh, hey, there's Beodur's remote.
If you are watching this, then what the General suspected was true. The Sith are striking from the graveyard of Malachor V. The ship the Sith Lord was on was one of the vessels damaged in that final battle. If you reach Malachor's surface, the mass shadow generator can be undone, provided there are enough vessels intact within the orbiting debris or buried in the planet's surface. Use the sequence I am unlocking in your memory banks on the engine core of any vessel you encounter on Malachor. If my calculations are correct, 4 vessels should be enough to power up the mass shadow generator and undo the damage that was done in Malachor V. Once the sequence has begun, it cannot be stopped. So make sure the General is off the planet before triggering the sequence. Otherwise, there will be no retreat. I know your weapons systems are minimal, and I don't know what awaits you on Malachor's surface. Try to avoid contact with any potential threats. Follow your programming.
Your programming commands you to find 4 vessels buried within Malachor's surface and activate the engine systems on each one. When the engine systems are activated, it will disrupt the gravitonic anomaly that is keeping the planetoids fused together, and Malachor V will begin to drift apart. Warning, you have no offensive weapons, and if you are destroyed, then you will have failed your mission. Travel across the planet as fast as you can to hit each of the points and activate the engine systems one at a time. Okay. Okay, so that seems to be somewhat of what happened on Malachor V. That the weapon that Beodur activated. Need to find the crashed ships that we found. The weapon that Beodur activated said pulled a bunch of planetoids together. And so I'm guessing there was a planet at Malachor V, but then we activated this other gravity thing that just pulled a bunch of, maybe all of like Malachor's moons and everything, as well as all the fleets, and just crushed them all into the planet. Just broke it into a bunch of planet, the planet and moons and everything crushed together, so. Okay, let's prime the mass shadow generator. One found. Generator at 25.3% power. Well, if they all do that, last one only needs to come on slightly below 25%. think... I'm not sure, but I think the fact that we've explored all these paths and cleared out all the enemies will actually help us here, because it seems like the enemies don't respawn, that they were probably just in set areas. And if that's the case, then like part of the trying to dodge enemies bit would have been try to go the same path the general did and already cleared stuff out. But that's something we shouldn't have to worry about. Okay, so where are we going? Yeah, down around here. I think there were 2 in this area and 2 in the next area. Okay. 2 found. Generator at 51.4% power. Also means the little remote who's been accompanying Beodur around gets to have a heroic part in this final showdown. Which, it's kind of interesting. I pointed out that, you know, when we first landed, we were all alone, and it seemed like it was kind of setting up the, you know, us facing Kreia alone without any, you know, without any help. But now it's kind of turning into everybody helping out and contributing something, and, you know, getting a little bit of, you know, everybody wanting to help us and everybody wanting to contribute to stopping the Sith, and, you know, Mira having her little confrontation with Hanhar and getting to resolve that. This seems to be Beodur not only helping us out, but wanting to, you know, kind of come to terms with his past of, like, what he did at Malachor V. Like, okay, this is... I did this, and so now this will not only help, you know, stop the Sith, but it'll also sort of symbolically be, you know, oh no, generator at 98%. Hopefully that's enough.
If you are hearing this, then the sequence has been completed. When active, it will destroy Malachor. Again, I have one last command for you. You must remain behind and ensure that the sequence fires properly once the general gets the command. If not, then all we have fought for has been for nothing. You have done all I asked, all you were built for, and for that, I thank you.
Touching. The probability of the Iridonian installing trigger commands within your core was high. I see the probabilities have played out. Of course, the probability that I would do the same is equally high. Your inability to move right now is evidence of that. If the General issues the command, only I will be here to receive it. You realize I cannot permit you or the exile to activate the mass shadow generator here on Malachor. In that, your programming and mine conflict. And
why is that?
you have no offensive weaponry to speak of, the probability of your programming overriding mine is low. You must understand that the General would not wish the relics or the Sith strength here on Malachor to be compromised. Their presence is needed to stabilize the galaxy.
You do not speak for me.
The galaxy would be reduced to anarchy within years. And if there is anything I can't stand, it's an untidy galaxy. So, let us wait here, you and I, for the General's orders and calculate the probable fate of the galaxy.
Fraction Fat One. Perhaps it's the large
here we go.
vocabulator within your moon-sized frame that prevents your calculations from taking me into account. And while I find this small droid annoying in the extreme, I find my urge to shoot you takes a higher priority.
Unfortunately for you, I have arranged for friends to meet me here, and you seem to have brought none of your own. Nothing.
Unexpected correction. We are not here to aid you. We are here because our predecessor unit summoned us. Statement. As always, Fat One, you have miscalculated.
Ah, an unfortunate oversight. Either way, the Republic is...
Observation. I thought he would never die.
Okay, HK47 and the HK51 droids coming through for us. Oh, but if we lose the Ebon Hawk, how are we going to get out of here?
We've come a long way, Kreia. Still helpful.
Ah, the Huntress. To come alone. You are braver than I thought.
She is not alone. We stand with her.
Well, this is like our vision when we saw everybody standing again.
Stand all the Jedi.
And now I come in saying something suitably heroic.
Thanks, Atten.
Children with lightsabers, but not Jedi, I think. Come close. Let me look upon you and see what the exile's teaching has forged. An assassin, a slayer of her own kin, a blinded slave, and a fool. Which of you wishes to try yourselves against me? As you can see, I am unarmed. You, perhaps. Come, child. Where you walk, it is not far from battle, slaughter, and the blood of your sisters.
Doesn't seem to be doing much.
Think before you throw away your life for him. Think of everything you will lose by dying. Your lusts unfulfilled, a dance unfinished, a love requited. Think before you give it up so quickly. And you, blind one, you have hungered to strike me down ever since you saw the bond the exile and I share. Can you feel the force running through me, even past the veil, past your blooded eyes? You know you cannot win.
Force runs strong within you, Kreia. But in the howling of a storm, it is difficult to hear the whisper of the blade. You have forever been the blind one. You were given a gift few are ever given, and yet you let your gift of sight warp you, twist.
You think your existence under your lord was torture, Miraluka? I will make you see an assassin.
Kind of wonder what Atten's doing.
And I get the fool.
Funny. That's just what I was thinking.
'Cause he doesn't seem like initially he seemed like the kind who would just run away, but over time he doesn't seem like that's really been his character. You know, once we kind of found out more about him. So, I guess we'll see if we can do this fight, and that might be where we end it for tonight. Let's... Okay, so we'll save here so that if we do... I doubt stasis is going to work. Try. Let's go ahead and use another stimulant. No sense in holding on to those. Look, could you stop doing so much damage that you drain my shield before I even get a... Okay, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Man, this is not healing me much at all, is it? I think it's because he's doing like just as much damage as I'm healing. Okay. He's there's not much point in just running around when you're not even chasing me. Well, maybe I'm supposed to die.
I'm not done with you yet.
Or not die, but
I will remake you. So when I look upon you, it shall be like a mirror. Then I shall let you die.
There's nothing worse you can do to me. Take your time.
So I think that was something where Atten was supposed to lose. Like I'm guessing, even if we had managed to beat him, it would have gone to a cutscene where he did that.
When the exile enters Kreia's academy, he will be faced with a choice. One path, assuming he survives, will allow him to save his friends, but he shall be the weaker for it. The other route will lead him directly to this place, through the ones that have hounded his steps from the beginning, and he shall have his vengeance. Show him every respect when he arrives in these halls, Lord Scion. This I command you.
Okay. This seems like it'll be a good place to stop, I guess. 'Cause we're gonna have to figure out our way through here, see if we can find a way to make it through, confront Kreia, and still be able to save our friends. I did want to just go back briefly to the droids before I forget, since we kind of leapt straight from there into confronting Kreia. But I thought it was interesting how first we saw Beodur, giving orders to his remote, which has always seemed more of a tool than the other droids. Like the other droids had much more personality. The remote always seemed like it was a bit more of just a tool that Beodur used. But at the same time, it still had enough personality that it kind of gives it a little bit of emotion that, oh, this is going to be it's going to sacrifice itself to be able to pull off Beodur's plan and help destroy the Sith Academy here. Then we have Goto showing up and putting an end to that and saying, like, no, you're not doing anything because I'm Goto, I control droids, and there's nothing you can do about that. And then having HK show up and be able to use the newer model HKs against him in a way that Goto didn't foresee, I thought was kind of fun. That first of all, it was interesting that Goto's been the one who's kind of been our ally the whole time, but kind of on shaky terms, and he's the one who's kind of betraying us that, like, no, I need the Sith to be able to pose a threat, I guess, to help keep the Republic stable. Whereas HK seemed to be the one that, in our light side route, we were far more at odds with, because we don't want to just go on and assassinate every meatbag we come across, and he does. And yet he's using his assassin tendencies to go after Goto, and in kind of that roundabout way, he's helping us. So it's kind of interesting that we had HK47, at least as far as we can see here, becoming kind of the hero of that little exchange, but in a way that still totally makes sense with his character, and kind of I just find you very irritating, Goto, and I like the fact that I was able to outsmart you by having these HK51 droids come along when you thought it was the HK50s that were coming to help you. So kind of a fun little thing there. I guess we'll see if I don't know if we'll have any more interactions with HK47, or if we're going to or if that's it, but we'll find out. So I should be here on Monday for Zelda. I think at the moment I should be here next Friday. If that changes, I'll be able to let you know on Monday. But hopefully next time we'll be able to... it seems like we're getting close enough to the end that we should be able to finish next time, and then we'll kind of see how it's going to play out from there. Depending on how much time we have, we'll do a little bit of a post-game, and we'll probably need... Unless we finish up real quick next time, I think even if we finish the game, we'll need at least another week to go over all the stuff from these two games and look at some alternate scenarios and stuff. There's kind of going to be a lot to look at and unpack here, but we're getting towards the end. So with that, thank you for joining me. Have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye.